Would do differently if you knew or believed that everything that you touched turned to gold? If everything you touched turned out the way you expected it to, how would your life change? What if you were assured of this level of confidence? What is the level of confidence needed to know that anything that I do is going to turn out successful, is going to turn out just the way I thought it would? What would you do differently? How would you move differently? How would you think differently? And the bigger question is, would you then go after your dreams? So I want to talk about this today. I want to have a real brief conversation. I won't be staying before you long today because y'all know I got to go see good old LeBron James. Okay. So let's talk about this. I want you to really just take for a moment, and good morning, good morning, good morning for those of you all joining me live. Give me a hey, what's up, what's going on? Hey there, abundant fruit. And don't forget, I'm over on YouTube too. Good morning, Care Cozy. Good morning, Care Cozy. So I want you all to take a minute. Like so often we will not take the time to really engage in a true thought process. I want you to take a moment and I want you to imagine how you would move if you knew that everything you touch was going to turn to gold. And when I say gold, I mean it's going to turn out exactly the way you wanted it to, exactly the way you imagined it. It's going to be perfect, just perfect. How would you move differently? Or better yet, how would your life be, or how would you be if you had the confidence of a winner? Let's be honest. How would you move differently? And would you go after your dreams? There is a dream that you have right now. There is a dream that you have right now. There is something that you want to do. Good morning, enrich me. Good morning. There is something that you want to do right now. It's in you. You want to do it. You have the idea. You are ready to go, but you won't do it because you're scared, because you think it might not work. You're filled with doubt. You're not sure if people are going to receive it well. You're not positive if it's going to make money. You don't know what other people are going to say. Hey, hey, high frequency teaching. Hey, hey. So I want you to think about this. Would you go after your dreams if you knew for sure it would work? Would you go after your dreams? See, because sometimes we just have to stop and we just have to say, what's holding me back? What's stopping me? She said, if I knew I couldn't lose, I'd take the steps to make it happen. That I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate your honesty. And self-awareness is really what's going to move us to our next level. We got to get self-aware. And so she said, if I knew I couldn't lose, I would do it. I would take the steps. So now I want you to think about, what is the doubt? Come on now. What's the doubt? What is the doubt? Is the doubt in the people? Is the doubt in you? Is the doubt in the product? Is the doubt in the service? Is the doubt in the expertise? Is the doubt in your level of faith? Is the doubt in your level of growth? Where is the doubt? That's the next part we got to get to. Where is the doubt? Where does the doubt happen? Because let's just say, if I came to you right now, high frequency teaching, and said to you, look here, you're anointed. You got it. That thing you want to do, it will not fail. Trust me when I tell you this. All you need to do is go after it. Why is it that when somebody else tells us something, we're ready to move? But when it's been put in us, we won't move. We won't move. I'm going to tell y'all something. The world operates off of universal laws. It don't operate off these man-made laws. These man-made laws just keep the chaos down. And so some of us, we don't understand the law of cause and effect. We need to look it up. We need to look it up. We don't understand the law of cause and effect. There's a law of cause and effect. And you got to ask yourself, where am I at in this law of cause and effect? What am I doing to cause things to happen into my life? And what are the things that I'm doing that creates this effect in my life? She said, I think it's because we doubt ourselves. Yes. And why do we doubt ourselves? See, we got to go through this cycle of pulling it all back. We got to go through this cycle of pulling it back. Like she said, it's because we doubt ourselves. Why do we doubt ourselves? Why do we doubt ourselves? Because when we were kids, remember when we were children, we believed we could do anything. We believed we could do anything. See, fear was instilled in us. It was instilled in us. Don't do that. Get off there. That's why a lot of us can't swim. We were born innately knowing how to swim, but our parents wouldn't put us in the water because they were afraid that we were going to drown. And we have this doubt in ourselves because we're worried about what other people are going to say. We're worried about what's going to happen. We're worried about all of the wrong stuff. That's where the doubt comes from. And so when we pull that onion back, when we take those layers and pull them back, we realize that it's us that's holding us back. So I'm gonna give you 3 quick steps because I told you I'm going to see LeBron. I can't be here with y'all all day today. Wait a minute now. Abundant Fruit said, I think maybe even the idea that I don't know and I can't see the whole picture. And maybe if we pause more to have these conversations, we could get to the actual root of the challenge. Claudia, high five. Because thank you. But do I actually need the whole picture to take the next step? See, she's thinking through this. Come on, y'all. Come on. Now, y'all gonna give Abundant Fruit. Y'all gonna let her know that she's on the right path. See, because this is the problem. We don't have these conversations. But then people won't stop to have these conversations because we're so busy doing everything else. But these are the conversations that we need to have in order to get to the next level. See, because we were taught one way and we believed in that way. But then nobody told us that this is the way for right now to get you to your next level. But then when you get to the next level, you got to get somebody who's even higher at that next level. But our parents, what they was just doing what they knew to do. We're not going to blame our parents for this. Our parents did an amazing job of teaching us what they could teach us with what they had. But the thing that we have to understand is what they gave us was what we needed for then. But then when you got ready to go to the next level, you can't keep hanging on to those things. Step number one, your mindset has to change. Number one, your mindset has to change. And how do we change our mindset? That means that we got to get around people who are doing something different, who are believing something different, who are at the next level so that we can understand how to get to that next level. How are you going to try to go to the next level doing, believing, and acting the same way that you are at your current level? That's not how it works. It's just like when you went from high school to college. You took a few of those things to college with you, but you had to shed a lot of those things and let it go. When you went to college, you had to elevate yourself. You had to understand how to go and how to work with these teachers, how to get to class, how to navigate that campus. See, we didn't have to do a lot of that in high school. It was given to us. It was laid out. And so we had to go with a different mindset. When you went to college into the workforce, did nobody give you a training on how to transition into the workforce? You had to level up. You had to talk to some of those older teachers and say, well, how do you do this? Well, what happens when this happens? But we have to change our mindset. And then number 2, you got to start being intentional with what you're doing. Some of us are just showing up, just doing whatever we want to do. We just spending time. You got to start being intentional. Once you decide that I'm changing my mindset and you're believing something different, you're hanging out with different people, then you got to start being intentional with your time. How am I going to be intentional with my time, Chanel? Well, you know what? When that phone rings, stop taking them calls that are not feeding into you, that are not growing you. Those calls that are calling you to have you answer a crisis situation. Those calls where people are venting. Stop taking the calls. You yourself, let's stop venting. Let's stop venting. Let's stop complaining. Let's stop talking about what you don't want. See, because now you got to be intentional with what you're doing. in all spaces, with your time, with your energy, with your thought process, with your beliefs. I'm giving you the 3 steps. Number one, you're going to change your mindset. How am I going to change my mindset, Chanel? You change your mindset by reading different material, listening to different types of podcasts, being around different people, exposing yourself to new opportunities. And then number two, you're going to start being intentional with your time, because you're going to realize that the things that I'm doing, or the old things that I'm doing, were not moving me forward. So now I need to use my time in a different way. And then number three, because of all of this, now your environment is going to change. You're going to have to change it. You've outgrown your environment. You've outgrown your environment. You can no longer grow. And so you got to get into an environment that you can grow. Now, when I say that you can grow, for some of us, that means we got to declutter our house. For some of us, that means that we need to move into a different space in our house that gives us the energy that we need, that reflects the type of businesses that we want to run. So for some of us, that means that we got to stop hanging out as much with the old crew, because all they doing is drinking and smoking and partying and talking about being in the past, talking about all the things they used to do, and they're trying to hold you to who you used to be, and you're not that person anymore. Anybody who wants to keep you the way that you were when you're trying to grow, you got to move away from them. She said, this has been and is a game changer, being intentional with my time. Exactly. Think about how much time we waste, how much time we let go when we could be doing other things. So one, your mindset has to change first. Two, you got to start being intentional with your time, what you're doing, your energy, all of that. Then number three, your environment must change. So here's what I'm going to ask you in my final wrap up of this. What new opportunities have you pursued this year? I want you to be honest with yourself. What new opportunities have you pursued this year? What new things have you tried in 2024? We're in April of 2024. What new things have you tried in 2024? Let's be honest. What new things have you tried? And if you can't think of any right now off the top of your head, because the answer is probably none. How have you tried to bring new income into your business or your household this year? How have you personally, tried to bring new income or business into new income into your business or household this year? What have you done? What have you done? And then my last question is, who do you have as a mentor? If you know that this is something that you're not great at, why don't you have a mentor? See, because that's one of the things that we as smart people, we miss. And this is not everybody. This is a problem that tends to happen in the Black community. We don't go out and we don't get mentors. We'll listen to grandma them who serve as wisdom mentors. We will. But then in the thing that we're trying to do, why don't we go out and get mentors? We should have mentors for our marriages, people who have done what you're trying to do. Me and my husband was talking to a couple who've been married for 68 years, talking to another couple who's been married 53 years. We're coming up on 25 years. We need to be in the company of people who've done what we've done double. Because there are problems that come at 25 years. That's why you see people divorcing at that 25 to 30 year range. I've been married for 27 years. Now I'm divorcing. There are problems that come with that. Guess what? They are common problems, but you've never talked to anyone or had anyone mentor you who's been married double the time. See what I'm saying? You should have mentors for your finances. You trying to do something different and you are taking advice from people who have never done what you're trying to do. You're taking advice from people who are struggling. You're taking advice from people who still messing up money. Abundant Fruit says sometimes it's so hard to find those mentors. You know why? Because we stay in the same places. We don't go to new places. That's why I'm asking us these questions. She said, someone told me this the other day about the marriages. And then Enrich said, I decided to do something different with putting in my routine, getting up early every day, ahead of my family, getting my emails and phone calls and distractions to work on my business. Good. Excellent. Excellent. So I want us to think about this. What new opportunities have you pursued this year? What new opportunities have you pursued this year? In the year 2024, There are so many things that you can do. What new events have you gone to? What places have you gone to meet new people? Did you change the restaurant that you go to? Maybe you took a different route to work. Why do we do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and then we expect a different result? We take the same route to work. We show up with the same people. We talk to the same people on the phone. We go to the same places. We go eat at our favorite restaurant. We eat the same food. We do the exact same things. We go to church at the same place every week, every time. Choir rehearsal, Bible study. We do all of this, and then we want a different result. How you going to change your mindset? That's what created the mindset that you have. So how are you going to change your mindset if you are with the same people doing the same thing in the same routine? You never get to do anything different. Let's step outside of our comfort zone. That's the reason why you don't believe that the things you touch are going to turn to gold, because you haven't touched anything different. You won't do anything different because every time you get ready to do something different, you talk yourself out of it. In the year of 2024, there are 50 million ways to make money. You see people becoming overnight successes, instant millionaires. You see it every single day. You see it. You see these people getting on these creative platforms. You see these people selling their services. You see these people selling their expertise. You see these people doing all types of stuff, affiliate marketing, all types of stuff. Amazon even allows you to make money. Some of us won't even take the step to bring more money in because the school and the system that we've been a part of has told you that this is the amount of money that you're going to make, and that's what you done accepted. They done told you these are the days you're going to work, and you're going to work for 25, 30 years for the rest of your life, and that is what is going to happen. And we have accepted that, and I am here to tell you I need you to think different. I need you to think different. I want you to believe that you deserve more. She says she's done talking herself out of her own successes. That's exactly what it is we do. So I want you to ask yourself, what new opportunities have you pursued this year? And if you haven't, make a commitment to yourself that you're going to try a new opportunity in April. What new things have you tried in 2024? You ain't got to go all out. Do something small. Start small. When you go to your normal restaurant. Let's not do the normal restaurant. Let's do a new restaurant that's out of your comfort zone. You know, like I am a chicken eater. I love me some chicken. But because I know that I have to try new things and I have to do something different, I'll go to Jamaican restaurants. I'll go to Thai restaurants. I'll go to Vietnamese restaurants. I'm going to try a Korean restaurant that just opened here in St. Louis. You got to be willing to try some different things. And when you go in, you got to go in expecting that it's going to be amazing. You can't go in saying, I'm going to try this just because I need to try something different, but I know I probably ain't going to like it. That ain't the energy. That's not the energy. And then what have you done to try to bring in any new income into your business or your household? Do you keep doing the same thing, or do you keep doing nothing thinking that somebody's going to come knock on your door and say, I want to infuse money into your business? Why do we do this, y'all? And then who do you have as a mentor? If you're trying to grow, you're trying to get to the next level, why do you think you can get yourself there? That's what I don't understand. I don't understand that. Every successful person that you know, any highly successful people that you know, all the way down from when Steve Jobs was alive, even Steve Jobs has a mentor. Mark Zuckerberg has a mentor. Any successful person that you know, they have mentors. They have people that they go to talk to feed into them, and to help them to get to the next step. Everybody has problems. Nobody is without problems. And why do we feel like we always have to stand at the end of the line? I want you to know that you can skip the line. You can skip the line. I tell people about this all the time. That's just like y'all, you know, like when we go to the airport, you can skip the line. Why do we think that if we have to pay for it, it's not valuable? No, you need to pay for it. Pay for TSA pre-check and skip the line. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. You can skip the line. Stop believing that you don't need to skip the line. And then the last thing I'm gonna tell you is, you know, even when I talked about the law of cause and effect, I wanna say, you know, like on here, there's a lady who follows me named B Janice, and she reached out to me and she said, Dr. D, can I just buy you a cup of coffee? You've been feeding into me all this month in April. Can I buy you a cup of coffee? And I was like, oh my goodness, that is so amazing. Because guess what? Somebody else had told me a few months ago, they was like, you need to go on this thing and do this app called Buy Me a Cup of Coffee because you love coffee. And some of your people who you feed into, they want to do something for you. They can't get in your program, but they want to buy you a cup of coffee. And I was obedient. You know, we are not good at being obedient and accepting support. And so I signed up for the Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. And this lady reached out to me. She said, I want to buy you a cup of coffee. Because I was obedient when the other person told me, I did. And I was like, oh my goodness, that is so amazing. B. Janice understands the law of cause and effect. She understands the law of cause and effect. She wasn't thinking to herself, oh, I ain't going to buy her no cup of coffee. She got enough money to buy herself a cup of coffee. That's not the point. When you feel what you make happen for other people, the universe will make happen for you. And so she wanted to be connected. She wanted to show her gratitude. She wanted to show her graciousness for me getting up every day doing this to support all of us. I'm supporting me as I'm supporting you. I'm feeding into you as you feeding into me because you helping me to know, girl, you doing the work. You are doing the work. And so it's the law of cause and effect. If you ever wonder why, when people who are highly successful, you think, why they always getting free stuff? Why people always it's the law of cause and effect. And a lot of us don't understand the law of cause and effect. Let me get myself off here. Let me recap for y'all the 3 steps. Change your mindset first. Number 2, be intentional with your time and your energy and your mindset. And then number 3, your environment must change. Today was a short one. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm on my way to see Mr. LeBron. And so I got to go get my bag finished and I got to get myself out of here. But again, I believed it. I said, I believed it. My husband said, LeBron going to be retiring soon. We need to get to see him before he dropped the ball on us and say he retiring. And then them tickets going to skyrocket. And I was in believement with him. And that's how this came to happen, because we spoke it and then we believed it and then we acted on it. We didn't have money sitting up waiting on a LeBron things. I'm telling y'all, we're gonna talk about manifestation on some of these lives, okay? And I'm just talking about stuff, but we're gonna talk about some manifestation on some of these lives. I'm gonna